Most people think the secret to billions is speed. They believe wealth is a race to the finish line where the fastest and the loudest always win. But they are missing the fundamental truth. The real secret is actually quite boring, and it is the reason most people fail. It is not about speed, it is about temperament. It is about the ability to stay calm when everyone else is panicking. Welcome back to Yearn to Grow. This channel is about understanding finance and insurance clearly and calmly. No pressure, no shortcuts, just clarity. This is the place for deep understanding. Today we look at the mind of Warren Buffett, not his net worth, but the engine of his success. How did a man from Omaha become the benchmark for wealth? Let us begin the masterclass. Warren Buffett is the legendary investor who built a massive empire through Berkshire Hathaway. He is the standard for long-term thinking in a world obsessed with tomorrow's news. He didn't do it with high-frequency trading, luck, or insider tips. He built wealth through long-term investing and incredible discipline. Consistency is his superpower. As the leader of Berkshire Hathaway, he turned a simple philosophy into a successful capital allocation machine. He didn't invent anything. He just mastered the art of waiting. Known for simple thinking and discipline, he avoids the noise and stays the course. He is not interested in the next big thing, but the permanent thing. He looks for durability. The real reason he won is his temperament. Most treat the stock market like a casino, reacting to every tick with fear or greed. But Buffett treats it like a partnership in a business. He doesn't look at tickers, he looks at cash flows. He understands that a stock is a piece of a living organization with real assets. This shift in perspective allowed him to remain calm when the world was in chaos. He isn't looking for quick profit. He is looking for sustainable value that can grow over decades. Success is built in the silence, not the noise. It requires independence and trusting your own analysis. Temperament is the foundation of his wealth. It is the ability to wait for the right pitch and the courage to swing with total conviction. Control your emotions, and you control your future. Most people fail because they let the market instruct them. Buffett remains the master of his own internal world. Knowledge compounds like money. Buffett spends 80% of his day reading. He says his job is just to accumulate facts and see where they lead. Most spend their time reacting to news. Buffett spends his time understanding the forces that create it. This commitment to learning is his competitive advantage. He stays within his circle of competence, acting only when he has a clear edge. He builds a moat around his mind before his portfolio. Learning is not a phase, it is a way of life. The more you know about how the world works, the better you can navigate the markets. Knowledge is ultimate leverage, and facts are his guides. He doesn't follow opinions, he follows evidence. He looks at history to predict the future, knowing human nature never changes. By the time news reaches the public, Buffett has already studied the underlying reality. Don't outsmart the market, outread it. Focus on facts that don't change. Wisdom pays dividends forever. He understands the power of no. In a world that demands a constant yes to the hyped, Buffett's greatest strength is saying no. He ignores tech bubbles and fads. This refusal protects his capital. You don't have to swing at every pitch. You can wait for the fat pitch right in your sweet spot. This discipline is the foundation of his wealth. In a world of noise, silence is his asset and shield. Most investors lose money because they feel the need to be busy. They think activity equals achievement. But in the world of wealth, patience is the ultimate form of activity. Saying no to 1,000 good ideas allows you to say a resounding yes to the one great idea. Selectivity is exhausting for most because of the fear of missing out. Buffett doesn't have FOMO, he has the fear of being foolish. He would rather do nothing than do something he doesn't understand. This is the discipline of a master. Your inaction is often your most profitable move. Build your system around saying no. He seeks wide moats. A moat is a structural advantage that prevents competitors from taking a company's profits. It could be a powerful brand, a low-cost model, or high switching costs. Buffett looks for businesses protected by these invisible walls. He wants companies that will be relevant 10 years from now. He doesn't buy cheap businesses, He buys wonderful ones at fair prices. This focus on quality is a lesson in long-term survival. He isn't looking for a bargain on a dying business. He's looking for a partnership in a thriving one. A wide moat provides safety and predictability to sleep soundly through market volatility. He looks for pricing power and management that cares about the business. A moat isn't just about the product, it's about the entire ecosystem. When you find a business with a deep moat and a great manager, you don't sell. You hold on and let time do the work. This is generational wealth. Quality is the best insurance against uncertainty. Focus on durability. Rationality is the ultimate advantage. Buffett says if you have a 160 IQ, sell 30 points. You don't need them. What you need is emotional stability and seeing facts clearly. Most investors are their own worst enemies. They buy when excited and sell when scared. A rational person looks at facts and ignores feelings. This is rare in a world driven by envy. Building wealth is less about brilliance and more about not being foolish. It is about seeing things as they are, not as you wish they were. Rationality is the anchor in the storm, allowing you to stay focused on the destination. He avoids institutional imperative and thinks for himself. He doesn't need a crowd to validate his ideas. He is comfortable when they disagree. To be a great investor, you must be a contrarian who is actually right. You must have the logic to stand apart and the character to stay there. Rationality is the refusal to let your lizard brain make financial decisions. See the truth, and the money will follow. Use your logic. The inner scorecard is a profound lesson. Would you rather be the greatest lover in the world, but have everyone think you're the worst, or the worst lover, but have everyone think you're the greatest? Most care more about how their life looks than how it feels. They chase status and luxury for approval. Buffett doesn't care about opinion. He still lives in the same house he bought in 1958. He cares about his own standard of integrity and decision-making. This independence allowed him to ignore the crowd. To win like Buffett, stop looking for external validation and build a life that satisfies your internal standards. True wealth is the freedom to be yourself, regardless of what the neighbors are doing. It is the peace of mind knowing you did the right thing, even if no one else sees it. Your inner scorecard is your true north. It guides you when the world is lost. It keeps you honest when it's easy to lie. It keeps you disciplined when it's easy to be lazy. Focus on character behind the net worth. Build a foundation that cannot be shaken by the winds of fashion. Integrity is ultimate profit. True success is internal. Build a scorecard only you grade and live a life that earns an A on your own terms. Freedom starts within. Most think wealth is about speed. They want the get-rich-quick shortcut. They see the billionaire at the end of the journey but ignore the decades of quiet work that came before. They think they need high-frequency trading or complex algorithms. But Buffett proved a simple, disciplined approach can outperform sophisticated systems. The mistake is confusing activity with progress. Calmness is often the most productive state. Speed is an illusion. Consistency is the reality. You cannot force growth, but you can create conditions for it to flourish over time. Don't let the rush of others distract you. The person trying to double their money every year usually ends up with nothing. The person happy with a steady return ends up with a fortune. This is the speed trap. The faster you try to go, the more likely you are to crash. Buffett knows the race is long, and most competitors will disqualify themselves by taking shortcuts. Stay in your lane. Stay focused. Stay patient. Wealth is not a sprint, it is a marathon of character. Finish with your capital and reputation intact. Speed is the enemy of quality. Focus on the process, and speed will follow. Slow is smooth, and smooth is fast. Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. Be like nature. They also misunderstand risk. Most think high returns require high risk. They think they have to gamble. Buffett says risk comes from not knowing what you are doing. If you understand a business deeply and buy it at a significant discount, your risk is low. The real risk is being forced to sell at the wrong time because you used borrowed money or let your emotions take control. True risk management is having the strength to stay the course when everyone else is running for the exit. Be prepared for the storm before it starts, not once rain is falling. Uncertainty is not the same as risk. Uncertainty is the environment in which opportunity is found. Risk is the lack of knowledge and discipline. When you know what you are doing, the risk disappears. Buffett looks for certainty in an uncertain world. He looks for things that will not change, companies with predictable futures. He avoids the black box investments where outcomes are coin flips. He doesn't play games where he can lose everything. The most important rule of investing is to not lose money. By avoiding big losses, you allow the power of compounding to work. Protect your downside, and the upside will take care of itself. Choose knowledge over luck. Certainty is built on research and conviction. Risk is the price for ignorance. Eliminate it through study. Knowledge is your safety net. They confuse price with value. Price is what you pay, value is what you get. Most buy things because the price is going up, the definition of a bubble. They see a chart moving higher and feel the need to join in. Buffett buys things when price is significantly lower than value, regardless of the chart. This requires independent thinking that most don't have. They are busy watching neighbors and social media. To win, stop looking at price tags and start looking at the value of assets you own. This is the core of Buffett philosophy. Find the gap between price and reality and have the patience to wait for it to close. Valuation is an art requiring math and character. Don't let the market dictate your worth. The market is a voting machine in the short term, but a weighing machine in the long term. Your job is to find value before price does. This requires discipline to ignore daily fluctuations. Buffett famously said he doesn't need a stock market. He would be happy to buy a business and have the exchange close for 10 years. If the business is good, value will grow. Price is just noise. Focus on substance. Look at the balance sheet and cash flow. If value is there, the price doesn't matter. Be a value hunter, not a price chaser. Reality always wins. Don't pay for hype, pay for reality. Wealth is the difference between what you pay and what it's worth. Master valuation. Knowledge is your discount. Patience is your profit. Find reality. Make learning your primary job. Before you invest a single dollar, invest time in understanding how it works. Read the books, study history, and understand fundamentals. Don't rely on tips, rumors, or social media experts. Build your own circle of competence and stay strictly within it. Knowledge is the only asset that can't be taken away and pays dividends for a lifetime. Start today by reading for 1 hour, then do it again tomorrow. This is how you build an intellectual moat that no competitor can cross. The more you know, the less you have to guess. Learning is the highest return investment you will ever make. Commit to the process, and progress will follow. Don't just scan. Read for understanding. Look for the why behind the what. Question everything. Be a skeptic until facts prove otherwise. Buffett's greatest ideas came from reading reports that everyone else ignored. He found the gold in details. It doesn't take genius. It takes work. It takes the willingness to be bored by facts. Knowledge is power, but only if grounded in reality. Be a learning machine. Never stop yearning to grow your mind. The more you learn, the more you earn, not just in money, but in clarity and peace. Success is reward for the best prepared mind. Start your education today. It is the only shortcut that works. Deep focus is the price of deep wealth. Your mind is your greatest asset. Invest in it every single day. Start your journey now. Facts are waiting. Success follows knowledge. Second, practice extreme discipline with spending. Every dollar you spend on a want today is a dollar you are stealing from your future self. Buffett still lives in the same house he bought decades ago. He understands freedom is more valuable than luxury. Keeping costs low creates a margin of safety in your own life. You are never forced to make bad decisions out of desperation. Track every penny and cut the noise. This isn't about being cheap. It's about being strategic. Your capital is your ammunition. Don't waste it on things that don't matter. Discipline today is foundation of freedom tomorrow. Control your desires, and you control your future. Every expense is an opportunity cost. Think of every purchase in terms of worth in 30 years if invested instead. That car or bag isn't just a few thousand, it is hundreds of thousands in lost future wealth. When you see it this way, discipline becomes easy. You aren't giving anything up. You are buying future freedom. Buffett's frugality is legendary because it is rational. He knows the value of a dollar. Do you? Most work for money, but the disciplined person makes money work for them. Break the cycle of consumption and start the cycle of accumulation. Stay lean, stay focused, and keep your eye on the long-term goal. Freedom is ultimate luxury. To get there, master yourself first. Discipline is price of admission. Accumulate freedom $1 at a time. Less you need, the more you have. The biggest lesson from Warren Buffett may not be about money at all. It may be about the power of patience. In a world obsessed with now, the person who can wait for later has an unfair advantage. If you find this helpful, please like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications so you do not miss future videos. Thank you.